It's fair to say that anxiety is something that every personality type deals with to some extent, with everyone experiencing it uniquely in their own way. However, it's also fair to say that some personality types are wired to be more prone to anxious feelings and behaviors compared to others. One of those personality types being none other than the INFJ. Welcome back, Psycho. Today, we're going to be talking about how anxiety affects the INFJ personality type. Before we get into it, have you liked and subscribed to our channel? Go ahead, we'll wait for you. Be sure to click the notification bell while you're there so that you never miss a video. Alright, let's get right into it, starting with number 1. Perfectionism rooted in anxiety. The INFJ loves having control, organisation and efficiency in their lives. A true perfectionist type at heart, and while this trait allows them to succeed in certain areas of life, it comes with a host of self-made pressures that most INFJs are familiar with. In fact, according to mental health expert at anxietycanada.com, while perfectionism isn't a psychological disorder itself, it can certainly be linked to anxiety tendencies. So, by holding themselves up to the high standards only they've set for themselves, the INFJ personality type experiences a different type of inner anxiety that not many others can relate to. With a serious dose of idealism and imagination, they set standards so far out of reach that they're bound to experience a sense of failure and anxiety when they finally realize they're not reaching the goals they intended. Not only do these perfectionist habits cause unnecessary stress and panic with this sensitive type, but it also comes with an emotional side of feeling inadequate and even incapable. Number 2. They hide it very well. The INFJ personality type is known for their constant analysing and observing of the world around them, with human behaviour being one of their main focal points. This allows the INFJ to know exactly how to act and when to act around certain people in order to keep their anxieties unnoticed. While this seems like an ideal anxious scenario, considering coming off as nervous makes all anxious matters considerably more torturous, it comes with its downfalls. In fact, hidden anxiety disallows others to really know when the INFJ is feeling uncomfortable, furthering their assumption of feeling misunderstood. Not only that, but trying to hide these anxious feelings while analysing other people's behaviours can certainly make social interactions all that more dreadful. Number 3. Anxiety can make INFJs extremely defensive. Normally, INFJs would do anything to avoid conflict within their natural harmony they've created with the people around them. They're known to be an easygoing and empathetic type, always there to help others. But when stress strikes, it can take its toll on the INFJ and their innate strengths, leaving them in a hostile place, both mentally and emotionally. Stress can make the outer world seem like a dangerous, bitter place, even in times of momentary panic or overwhelming sensitivity to surrounding environments. When the INFJ is pushed past their mental limits or are put in situations that make them unbearably uncomfortable, they can certainly become defensive. Although the situation may be simple, possibly even for their greater good, overloaded INFJs can end up saying things that hurt the people around them in an effort to get them to back off and give them space. In fact, some people with this emotionally misunderstood type experience defensive anger without realizing it. It's actually rooted in anxiety and fear. Number 4. Anxiety can temporarily wash out main functions. Anxiety is distracting for every personality type. In fact, it's such a distracting experience that it can mentally debilitate people from living their lives day to day. While it all depends on the severity of anxiousness, INFJs can feel this disconnected coming from miles away. Being the FJ personality type, INFJ extroverted feeling function usually rely on picking up on other people's emotions and feelings to navigate social situations. Yet, when anxiety crashes the party, it can make it nearly impossible to focus. For example, it's not exactly easy to read someone when your brain is too busy imagining the worst-case scenarios of how they're perceiving you. And it's not easy picking up on the subtle details of constructive criticism when your brain is too busy panicking that you didn't reach expectations. Anxiety can make serious confrontations and even the simplest of conversations nearly unbearable for this introverted type, momentarily robbing them of what they do best. Number 5. Their main functions can trigger anxiety. Ironically, these main functions that anxiety temporarily robs the INFJ of are the same functions that can actually end up causing them anxiety in the first place. Confusing? Yeah, we know. With a fine balance of introverted intuition and extroverted feeling as their two main functions, the INFJ personality type subconsciously absorbs details from their surroundings in order to further break down and better understand within their minds. Yet, the scary thing is that they don't have the option to shut this function off, which makes situations with overloaded stimulation considerably challenging for this highly sensitive type. Anything from filing taxes to explaining complex directions, dealing with too many details can instantly unsettle the INFJ as it causes them to focus on immediate sensory details rather than relying on their intuition. Number 6. People-pleasing rooted in anxiety. As we mentioned previously, INFJs are known peacemakers, looking for harmony wherever they go. Yet, with such a strong desire for harmony, the INFJ naturally sets themselves up for people-pleasing behaviours. INFJs go above and beyond to ensure that people close to them are cared for. They hate feeling like they've disappointed others and work hard to avoid this. However, keeping the peace comes with a price that costs the INFJ worry and contemplation before every move they make. In fact, it's not uncommon for the INFJ to neglect their own needs in order to please those around them, causing them to turn down certain opportunities in fear of hurting others. This all stems from feeling anxious around the idea of not keeping their loved ones happy. Yet, we all know we can't make everyone happy, making this INFJ mentality flawed to say the least. And number 7. Hiding away is not the solution. Sorry to break it to you, dear hermits, but hiding away from the world is not a trustworthy anxiety solution. It's an introverted type reacting to the comfort of your thoughts in the most logical way to deal with the anxieties included in the outer world, but it may do more harm than good. Of course, sometimes all the INFJ needs is a little self-love in the comfort of their own company to sort out their anxious thoughts. But prolonged isolation can only make matters worse. Although introverted INFJs do need other people. Well, all introverts do to a certain extent. But FJ types are particularly people-orientated. And when it comes to prolonged isolation from socializing, INFJs begin to miss out on the key information their main function is looking for. And without their main function doing their job, the INFJ can begin relying on their less developed functions and fall into a grip stress cycle of toxic behaviours. But with that being said, overworking and ignoring anxiety is also not the solution. Recognising patterns, re-evaluating lifestyle, and don't be afraid to ask for a little help. Counsellors need counsellors too, you know. Well, that's it for today's video, Psychos. So, if you're an INFJ, would you say you're more anxious than average? Let us know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to leave us a like, share this video with your friends, and also subscribe to our channel for more Psycho videos.